am coming to you with some proof of life. I have had the busiest few weeks at the beginning of May and I'm finally back vlogging. But as you know, Lucas is just there. But as you know, I have been on holiday and I had a lovely time. It did rain for a couple of days, but I was able to go out and enjoy the sun quite a lot. And one thing I will never ever do is an early flight again. I don't think I slept for 30 hours by the time I got into bed on the Tuesday night. I don't think I'd slept since Sunday night, so I was exhausted. Traveling at 6 a.m. is definitely not for the weak, and I don't think I will be doing that again because I tried to go to sleep at like 9 p.m. and then wake up at like 3 a.m. just before I went to the airport, and my brain could not switch off. So I think that kind of time is just not for me, and yeah, my brain could not switch off. I was like too excited to go on holiday, so I ended up being awake by the end of it for like 30 hours. But the first day we got there, we just checked in, explored the hotel and stuff, and then the second day I had like a little beach club day. The third and fourth day I think was raining, so we just kind of like ended up chilling in the actual hotel, and I got to see like one of my first big proper thunderstorms in the morning. There was thunder, there was lightning, it was like a really proper tropical thunderstorm, which was so lovely. The last few days we just kind of went to the beach, we went on a few hikes, we ate a lot of yummy food and drank a little bit too much wine, but it was so fun. And I also went on a jet ski. I'd never been on a jet ski before, and that was really fun. The waves were super choppy, and yeah, it was really fun. And then on the last day before we actually checked out, we went over to Formentera, the other island just next to Ibiza. So we got the ferry over there, explored there for the day, and it was so funny. I think next time I do it, I think I'm gonna do 4 days in Ibiza and then like 2 or 3 nights in Formentera, because so many people have been saying you can just do like a day trip there and like explore for the day, but that island is actually quite big to explore. And we hired a car, got in the car, and it was just so incredibly terrible. Like the car itself was like near enough on the verge of breaking down. It was awful. So we got these electric bikes, which we ended up biking around the island instead. And I saw this really cute cave that I wanted to go and see. And I went to go and see the cave. We like biked like, you know, an hour and a half to go and see this cave because it was like on the other end of the island where the ferry had ported. We got as when we got there, verbal diarrhea, when we got to the destination, we looked down and we realised that we were on the top of the cliff, like we were on top of the cave, and apparently you need to actually get a boat to the cave itself to go and see it, or risk your life and climb all the way down the cliff to the cave. So that was a little bit of a fail, and that's what I mean by I think Formentera needs like more than just a day trip, because if you do have like a set time to get back for the ferry for. So by the time we like finished that up, got to the other beach, we were only at the other beach for like a couple of hours before we actually had to go back to the ferry and go all the way back to Ibiza. But Formentera itself is so beautiful and I do highly recommend visiting it. I think that like next time I plan to do maybe 4 nights in Ibiza and just kind of party, drink, like have a really good time. And then maybe like 3 nights in Formentera to like sort of relax and kind of wind down and like explore, like, and just kind of like have that as more of like a self-care 3 nights. But yeah, the following weekend after I got back from Ibiza, got back home, saw my kitties, they missed me so much. They have been so clingy and so needy. It has been so cute. Like he has literally been sleeping next to me every single night and every single morning. It's been adorable. And I've got Nala there, I've got Loki under the table because it's actually really hot today, but I'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, so I got back from holiday and then it was actually my granddad's and my cousin's birthday, and it was my cousin's 18th. So we ended up just kind of going there, spending a few days with my family, seeing everybody and just having a really nice time there. And then I got back home and I needed to like clean my home and do self-care. I redid my hair and I did my nails. But yeah, that was like a little mini, very quick 5-minute debrief of like what has been going on the last few weeks. It's been so fun, so chaotic, and this week's also going to be quite busy, but it's busy doing things that I really want to do, and I also really want to vlog as well. But yeah, I think today it is really hot. Yesterday, I know that we're British and I know that we complain that it's not hot, it's not sunny, it's gloomy, it's rainy, it's miserable. And then when the sun comes out, we complain that it's too sunny. So I'm not going to complain that it is too sunny because it is beautiful. Yesterday it was about 30 degrees, which I know people say is like not very hot, but if you live in the UK, you know that it is definitely hot. It is humid, it's that sticky heat. It's not that great. So I'm trying to stay downstairs as much as possible and obviously in the garden. But yeah, yesterday I decided to do a little bit of barbecuing. I did a barbecue steak, and at the weekend I actually did some short ribs and ended up turning them into burnt ends, which was so delicious, so yummy. I can't believe I've never had burnt ends before, but they were delicious. And then today I'm just gonna go and chill out in the garden, I think. I think tomorrow I've got a little bit of content to do because it is the only kind of cool day this week that I can like shoot and get some content. So I'm going to make sure that I do that. You know that I have my bath snacks on a Sunday. I like to have my bath and I like to have my sweet treat that I've baked. I've run out of my chocolate cheesecake. I have actually eaten it all now. So I think what I'm going to do is bake a pecan pie cheesecake, which I'm very excited for. I think I'm going to do that on Thursday. And then I do want to get hiking. It's been a little bit too hot to hike right now, just because I want one that's quite like adventurous. So I think I'm going to hike on Friday when it gets a little bit cooler. But yeah, I've got a few nice little bits, nice half-carry bits. Me and the cats are chilling. They are not coping well with the heat. I try and like get them outside as much as possible, just like either like 2 of them or like 1 by 1, just so I can supervise them. But yeah, I'm gonna go outside and give you a garden update because my garden is looking amazing. Are you struggling with this weather? Are you struggling with this weather? Yes. Yes, Mum, I struggle. They keep leaning on like these because he's like slightly cooler. And I love a little Missy sneaking here. Hi, princess. Hey. Oh, you happy? I have a feeling that her son. Oh, yes. You want to hug the attention too now. Oh, so cuddly. Isn't it so hot at the moment, Loki? Every single time I go to stroke her, he's immediately like, hi, hi, what about me? What about me? You get all the loves too. You hug them, in fact. Again? Oh, so cuddly. And the other little monkey. Do you not want anybody else to get loves? Oh, that's nice. It's nice, kiss each other. Olive, you don't want to be touched right now, do you, princess? You're struggling with the heat too, because you're so fluffy. That is the ice cream van. I love that we still get the ice cream van. We'll wait for him. I remember my mum used to tell me that that sound means that the ice cream van has run out of ice cream. I used to be like so sad, but now I can like get my own ice cream. But this is my little outfit of the day. Of course, it is super, super sunny, so just got this little cute crop top that I've tied on. And these cute little shorts, which I love. I am thinking about redoing this whole room as well, which I think I'm probably going to do next month, just because I feel like I've outgrown it a bit and I want to get it to like kind of be more like a room as opposed to like just random little setups of things. Are you just loving her, Loki? Ah, so lovely. Olive's like, for God's sake. Oh, that's so nice. That's lovely. Oh. She's gonna bite him in a minute, look, yeah. She's like, get off me, get off me. I think she's done now, mate. Aren't you? Oh, good boy. Let's go and do a little garden update. I'm really excited about this because things are starting to bloom and it is looking so, so, so cute. She said, wow, you're gonna let me out? Really, Mum? Go on then. But she is the biggest house cat ever. Like, she does not like to be outside too much. She likes to eat the grass, and you could leave her for like weeks on end and she would still be outside around the house. It's so cute. I've never known a house cat more like it. Like, she hears a bark, she hears someone talking, and she immediately wants to run back inside. She hates it. Are you having fun? Olive, you can stay outside. Yeah. We'll let the others outside in a minute, huh? First things first is my gorgeous, gorgeous rose bush. Like, all the little roses are coming up on it, and this one smells so good. I ended up spending quite a bit of money on this rose bush, so I'm like really happy to see like all the little buds, and like all the buds coming, and all the buds here. It's so beautiful. It's going to be huge. Do you want to go back in? Do you want to go back in? I told you that didn't take long. You want to go back in? Come on then, go back in. Off you go. And this is all of my tomatoes and carrots. You know, I just literally planted these a few weeks ago, but these are the cherry tomatoes. I wonder if I can see any small cherries. I did like see a few the other day, but they must have gone back into hiding. But this is the small cherry one, and this is going to be the big beefy tomato plant. And I have heard that tomatoes and carrots pair really well together, because when the tomatoes grow, it'll give the carrots a good bit of shade to also grow. But all my carrots are securely in there, and they're rainbow carrots as well, so they should look really, really, really cute. And then my mint is starting to come back really cute, and my hydrangea is starting to come up. This is quite a light hydrangea though. This one tends to bloom around end of July, early August, right the way through autumn, so it's a lot more of a later variant of them, but still equally nice to see like a nice big bush. Yeah. I've got my sweet peas which I planted. They're starting to like grow up and like vine up, and then like when they get long enough, I can just kind of like stick them to like each of the little layers on the trellis. Because I think I set these up on camera with you, but I did not actually plant them yet, but they're all planted and ready to go in. And my other sweet peas are right here. I always forget how long things take. I'm like planting it in, and then in a few weeks I'm like, why is it not all the way up here? But I feel like nature really does teach us patience, and that's what I love about gardening, because you forget how long things take, but then it's so worth it once they've all like came up. Just me. For flowers as well, this is my dahlia that started to come up. I think I just planted this on camera with you, but it's properly coming up now. It really likes this spot because dahlia is like full sun and lots of water, so it's really thriving there. And then over here we have our plums. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got some plums growing just there, and they taste delicious. But you do have to be really careful with plums though, because one year I got them, and if I didn't eat them in time, the wasps got into them, and then if you picked a plum off, all these wasps would like be bursting out of the fruit. So I have to make sure I pick them at like a really good time this year. And my raspberries didn't actually come up last year, so I'm really happy that like they've properly came up this year. But like, you see the little raspberries there, and they're so cute, and the birds will eat these. Like, I probably won't be able to have any of these because the birds will get them, but They're nice to look at and they add some like colour into the garden. The beginning of my cherries as well, they're here. And they're all up there. Hopefully I should get quite a few. But yeah, beginning of the cherry tree is upon us. And then here, quick fire round, I've got my apples, which are on this big apple tree. I say apple tree, but it's more like an apple bush. And then I've got my blackberry bush, which completely overtakes. Like, if you can see any of the blossom, that is the blackberries. But I trim this right down to the corner, and it just comes out every single year. But it's so cute. And then in between we have got pears and a little bumblebee that is flying around, but we've got some pears. And yeah, I think there's quite a few pears up there as well. Wow! And certainly not least is my cute sunflowers, which are doing really well. With my sunflowers, so I've got the bigger variety along the back. I've done the sweet peas in the middle, which are going really good. And then I've got these small variants of sunflowers just coming in. These are all my sweet peas. My big sunflowers, which have shot up like overnight, which is so lovely. And then the little ones. But I probably won't water any of this until the evening, just because I don't want any of the sun to kind of burn anything. But this is like my whole little trellis for the summer. But yeah, me and Nala are just chilling outside. She's eating the grass, but I tend to let them out one by one because I do need to actually get some cat proofing on the fences. But for now I just like to watch them one by one because I don't like them to be outside for too long. But she's so happy eating all of the grass. Get this way. Go this way. Good morning. It's finally the day to start baking my cheesecake and I'm so excited. I feel a little bit nervous because I've not done this kind of cheesecake before, but I'm feeling pretty confident that I know how to bake a baked cheesecake because I did my chocolate one, but I've never done like a pecan caramel pie filling before. So let's get the ingredients and let's get baking it because I have a feeling it's going to take me a while. I feel like I might not be able to show you till tomorrow or possibly tonight because the resting process and the baking process take so long, but it's going to be worth it. Just getting my ingredients ready and I've got all of my cream cheese. This entire 6 tubs is going in my cheesecake. And this is the best cream cheese for it. You do want to make sure that you do tone down your salt in your cheesecake if you are going to use this one, because this one is French sea salt cheesecake, French sea salt cream cheese. So you may want to make sure that you don't make it too salty because that already has salt in it, and it wouldn't be a pecan pie cheesecake without an abundance of pecans. I love pecans so much, and I don't have to chop these up. They can remain whole, so I can literally just crack on with the filling and everything like that. So far, I've just got all of my ingredients out. Just popping you guys down here so that I can weigh my ingredients. I need to do the, come on, turn on. I need to do the salted butter and dark brown sugar first. So it's 85 grams of salted butter. I've got unsalted, but that's purely because, again, a lot of my cream cheese has salt in, so I've opted for unsalted butter instead. And then I could like add a little bit of salt if I feel like it needs it. And I hate when I don't get it right, you know, when you have to like keep chopping bits off. 85 on the dot. Oh, no, it says 83 now. Oh, okay. No. 87. Oh, this is so annoying. Right. 85. Perfect. I think I'm gonna just chop this up into little cubes. 100 and 65 grams of dark brown sugar. This recipe calls for 167. Well, that was really because some of it will stick to the pan because of the butter that I've just made out in there. Have this over a medium heat. I'm so nervous. And I've got a good spoon. I feel like useful. Butter and sugar is in here, and I need to melt this until it comes to a bubble and then lower the heat right down. I was literally concentrating so much doing that, but I've made my pecan pie filling and I'm just mixing in the pecans now. And then I think we just let that kind of sit so it gets like nice and like thick as opposed to being runny. But so far it smells good and it doesn't smell burnt. So buttering my pan for my cookie biscuit base to go on. Such a messy job. I feel like this whole thing is just one big mess, but you want to make sure that it's really coated. So I don't have any baking paper, I have just run out, so I'm going to have to make sure that this is really buttered. Right. I think that that's buttered pretty well. I'll clip that on. Give it another little rundown. It says graham crackers on the recipe, but I've only got digestives. I'm English. We don't do graham crackers. So, digestives it is. Laptop's just died with all of my ingredients in it, so I need to wait for that to recharge and then we can continue. Back in business, baby. We've got 276 grams of digestives. I've still got some left over for a cup of tea. Putting my biscuits in my food processor, and I don't know whether I should break it up a bit. I don't know. I feel like I probably could put them in whole, but I'm gonna eat this one. Alright. It's gonna be a loud noise. Sorry, everyone. Literally forgot that I had a food processor, and I was like mashing them up by hand, and I was like, I literally have a food processor. Why don't I just use it? I'm just gonna melt this in the microwave because I can't be bothered to get another pan out. Adding my butter to my mixture. This is one of my favourite parts of a cheesecake, getting a really buttery base. And then mixing that in. Look at that. Making a mess yet again. What's new? It calls for it to press around the whole of the sides as well as the biscuit, as well as like the bottom. So I don't normally do a cheesecake that like has it on both sides and the bottom. I don't know, I feel like a buttery biscuit base is like, I don't know, I feel like I want to do it like, I feel like I just want to do the whole of the biscuit base on the bottom. Just because when I actually display it, it's going to look way more aesthetic than like just seeing biscuit around the edge. And I might just do like a little lip just for it to. So, what you want to get at is, this one will be better, a pint glass, and then the bottom you can use just to kind of press all of the biscuit down really firm. And get right to the edges. Can you tell I'm concentrating on this? Right. Biscuit base is done. Ta-da! Strategically balancing you on my bag of rice, but I've got my 900 grams of cream cheese here. This one's, oh. The lid broke on this one, so I'm just throwing it in here. One of 6. In you go. Oh, my glasses are hurt. I don't want them to get cream cheese on. We're getting stuck. Oh no. Oh no. Another one. I need to make sure that this is all at room temperature, because it won't cream together as well. I have just done the eggs, and I've actually opted for vanilla beans instead of actual vanilla extracts, because I think this is going to add like a cute little speckly sort of like pattern in the actual cheesecake, and I think it's going to taste a little bit nicer, a little bit more richer and indulgent. I'm finding the last bits, but look at all the speckles from the vanilla. That's going to be so pretty. It's time to assemble. I'm crouching down so you can still see me, but I'm going to do half of the cheesecake in here, then the pecan pie filling, and then the other half on top. Added in the pecan pie filling, and then I'm just going to pour this little bit over the top. I'm just getting ready for my hike, but I just did my hair, and I don't think this is giving hike. I feel like this is giving a nice Saturday, Friday night out, because I took my heatless curlers out and it's ended up getting so curly. I was trying to break them up and like brush them out a bit, but yes, I'm actually going on a hike today, and I do know that I need to show you my cheesecake. I'll show you that in a second actually, because it's looking good and the pecan caramel is delicious. So it's looking more rustic, but I definitely am gonna go and show you, and then we can get dressed for my little hike. But look at this. Like normally these bits of hair are like all the way down here. Like this is how long my hair normally is. But like with curls it like proper springs up. And like when it's freshly washed, it's really curly. Like normally this bit's all the way down here, and then it goes all the way up there. Wow. Okay, before I go on my hike, let me show you my cheesecake. Now she does look rustic. She doesn't look as pretty and aesthetic as my chocolate one, but that is her. Look at that. Look at that next to my head. She is impressive and she tastes so good. I did actually have a slice last night. That's why the pecans are like caved in there, but that is my cheesecake. Right, let's go get ready for my hike. I've got my little hiking outfit on, of course. I've got my nice red leggings and then this matching top. It doesn't look like it matches on camera, but the colour is exactly the same. It's from the same brand, so it should match, but just popping my little socks on. I feel like I'm gonna do more of a mountain hike today, so I'm not gonna bring myself. I might bring a jacket, but I probably won't wear it just because Mountains get really hot because obviously you're higher up and you're closer to the sun. I feel like mountains get a lot more heat. Hello, Nels. But yeah, I'm hoping to go around some mountains and some lakes and just get a good all-rounder with my little socks around. I'm gonna pack my little bag and probably get some snacks from the shop and then we can head off. Oh.